the Sabbath we don't talk about, but should be. Welcome back to the Twin Win, the only live stream on the internet that helps you get the twin win of succeeding in business while winning at home so that you can stop existing and start living. My name is Josh, and I go live almost every day at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And make sure you hit that like, subscribe, follow, and notification bell so that you can get all of these videos and notified when we drop new ones. So I want to talk today about the Sabbath that we don't talk about but should be. We all know about God. In the Genesis story, God created the earth in 6 days, and then on seventh day he rested. And that's typically what we refer to as the Sabbath. That's why my calendar runs from, I always started on Monday and it goes to Sunday. Sunday's my last day of the week. It's my Sabbath. But I want to talk about, there's another Sabbath in that Genesis story that we miss. And it's so important to us as human beings. It's important to us as business owners. It's important to us to follow this example. So God creates the earth, and he starts the creation process, and he does a certain step, right? He does something, and then he calls it good, and he stops work for the day, right? Then he starts the next day, and he does a little bit more, and then he calls it good, and then he stops for the day. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Then he starts the third day, and he works a little bit, and then he stops for the day. He calls it good, and he stops. So that Sabbath is every night. Sabbath means to stop. So in the Hebrew, Shabbat means stop. So God literally stopped every day his work to take a Sabbath, to break up the days, right? And he called it good. So one of the things that I find interesting is he called it good. He didn't call it perfect. He didn't say, okay, today's work was perfect. He said it was good. So there's a lesson we can take away as entrepreneurs, as A-type personalities. When we finish our tasks for the day, or when it comes time for our workday shutdown, we need to just call it good. It's good. All right. Is it perfect? Probably not. Will it ever be perfect in our eyes? Probably not, because we have this vision and we don't know how to fully bring it to pass. But is it close enough? My dad used to say, it's close enough for government work. Is it close enough for government work? Well, we want to be a little bit better than government work because their work is horrible. That's a whole nother video. The point is, it's good. We call it good. And then we stop. And we wait till the next day before we start again. Now, during that time, we're not necessarily told what God did, but if God rested on the seventh day, I can imagine that really this idea of stopping work each day is a rest period. The example for us as mortals, God is perfect, God's immortal, God could continue on working forever and ever and ever, but the example he set for us as mortals was stop. Stop your work, refresh, rejuvenate, rebuild. Come back the next day fresh. Come back the next day ready to work and to give it your all. And then when you're done that day, you call it good and you stop. So it's the daily Sabbath that we need to worry about. It's that daily, that nightly time that we spend with our families, that we spend with our friends, having dinner, exercising or participating in an activity, doing things that refresh and rejuvenate us, not just watching Netflix. It didn't say God called it good and then he turned on Netflix, right? He says God called it good and he stopped for the day, right? So I want you to think about that and think about your nightly Sabbath. Start calling it a Sabbath. Start thinking in terms of stop, right? It's a Sabbath. It's a time to refresh and to renew. And then your weekly Sabbath is a time to make things different than the rest of the week so that you can refresh and renew for the whole week. You spend a whole day of stopping, a whole day of worship, a whole day of refreshing, a whole day of renewing and reconnecting with your soul. But you can still do that. You can also do that every single night. You can do that every night and reconnect with your soul, reconnect with your soulmate, reconnect with your children, reconnect with your friends and your family, reconnect with good food, good drink, good company. Okay? Refresh and rejuvenate. Take a daily Sabbath. That's my message to you today. Start today. Stop your work. You don't talk about work, or you don't think about work. You don't talk about work. You don't read about work, and you definitely don't do work after you've called it good and you've stopped for the day. So that's my challenge to you. Start stopping so that you can start the next day fresh and ready to go. Okay? Start stopping. I know that's kind of weird, but start stopping. Meaning stop and renew in the evening. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, follow, and notification bell, and share this video or tag somebody that you think needs to hear this message. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.